So 3, 2, 1. So welcome, Paul Lovell, international SEO consultant and founder at Always Evolving SEO, and also a search engine watch contributor. Welcome, Paul.
Hi, Steve. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic today. Thank you. So, Paul, could you please give us an outline of who you are, what you do, and some of your past successes?
Yeah. So obviously, like I say, my name's Paul Lovell. I've been in the digital marketing / SEO industry for many, many years. As recently, I've been doing a lot of writing for Search Engine Watch. I also help out SEMrush with some of their webinars, and I wrote a big piece on e-commerce with them as well. I think it's the 80 common mistakes for e-commerce last year. And I think we're going to do that again this year to just update those numbers. And then, yeah, so I mean, like, I've worked with many clients all around the world, clients in Australia, America, worked with Liberty Safes, Impact brand as well. I help them out with a lot of their clients. And yeah, one of my biggest clients, one of my clients I previously had, they went and raised over £4 million in funding, and
Wow.
they worked as a startup in London. I went and worked with them for a period of time, and now I'm back doing what I was doing before.
Awesome, excellent. So that's impressive that you're getting published with these with SEMrush, you said?
Yeah, SEMrush, yeah, and
SEMrush, yeah,
Search
very
Engine
good.
Watch.
Excellent,
Yeah,
excellent. Well, so interesting. So I think earlier in our conversation, we were talking about what is interest, what's trending, what people are searching for in terms of SEO, and you and I agreed that we need to talk a little bit about voice search.
yes, that's correct. Yeah,
So
and
let's get into that.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, so I mean, like, obviously with SEO, I mean, like, let's just cover off the basics first. So you've got your basic SEO 101, which most people know, and that you need to focus on like speed as well. Everyone knows that, but what people are not realizing is that the traditional search result page that everyone's used to seeing on their desktop is changing at quite a fast pace, especially over the last year, and that more of that space is being taken up by featured snippets, Q&A schema, question and answer schema, answer box, and like knowledge graph, as well as ads and everything else as well. So on the SEO side of things, I mean, the space that's left there is getting less and less. And that's what people need to understand, is that they need to start thinking about things from a slightly different angle. And yeah, voice is on its way. Exactly how that's going to affect the SERPs even more than what it already has, only Google knows. So yeah, I think that's where people are needing to start thinking about how they can enhance their content and their visibility and their brand ultimately. Because if you've been selected to be the featured snippet and you're answering that query that the user's searching for, so you search for something, the featured snippet comes up, and it's your website, it's your brand that's answered that query.
Right.
Google is really seeing you as the authority on that topic, and awarding you that with the featured snippet. Now, yeah, that means that you're not getting the user to your website, but then does that mean that that's going to increase your brand visibility because they see you as an authority on that topic, for example?
Right. Well, very good. So I'm going to challenge you a little bit. So I need some, or we need, our readers need some detail on what exactly, in your estimation, no one's telling you how to do this. This is
Yeah.
all SEOs speculating and using their expertise to come up with some sort of answer on
Yeah.
what exactly would you do on your website besides all of the SEO 101 to improve or to prepare your website more for voice search?
Yeah, well, that's quite easy. There's actually, Google has actually publish the information on their developer's guide, and that's the speakable schema. So that's where you give Google the information that you would like them to read out on a voice device. I mean, that's what the whole purpose of that schema is for. And by obviously placing that on your site with some relevant information in the correct way, according to their guidelines, will give you the ability to serve that information to a user on a voice device. It used to be in beta where you had to apply to be a part of it, whereas now I believe it's open to anyone to use.
Okay. So I have looked at that, and I have to admit that I struggle a little bit to follow it.
It's not straightforward implementation.
It's
It's not
not, and
straightforward, no.
so that, and there's some like Gutenberg editor on WordPress. They've got schema blocks that you can add. So you add the information, and it formats it in schema for you, which is awesome. So would that help with voice search using the Gutenberg editor and that functionality?
I've not actually used that, to be honest with you. All the schema that I do now is done via Google Tag Manager.
Okay.
So all my implementations are done through Tag Manager, and I wrap them in what they call a graph, which is the same way that Yoast SEO does it within the plugin, because you're able to sort of like help join that entity data together a lot more. So if you've wrote a blog post on SEO, for example, and you can say, right, this is the article, this is the information of that article that you've got. Here's the image that's on the page. This is the main image for that article. So you're giving all of Google that information in a structured data way. But then you can say that you're the author, Steve's the author, and you can have a little bit of information about yourself. You can also have same as information saying, this is my Twitter and Facebook profiles as well. Then you can say, this is part of a web page. This web page is part of the site, and the organization is what owns that site, and is the publisher of that information. So you can pull all of that information together in a graph, which then Google's got only one choice. It has to digest that whole bit of schema rather than just picking and choosing which bits it would prefer to digest based on the fact of what they're looking for in their search results.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I didn't know that. Well, that is great information. So one of the other parts of this interview that is becoming insightful is what people like yourself are using as tools, like what your top SEO tools are.
Yeah, so I use Screaming Frog a lot. I have it set up on the cloud as well for when I crawl bigger sites. And then I'm able to set that up to automatically crawl websites, pull that information into BigQuery, and then I can place that straight into a Data Studio report that I give to my clients. And I combine that with analytics and Search Console to give them like what I call the More report, which is the mother of all reports, which is you're able to see your website, your actual website data, H1s, H2s, status codes, all of that sort of stuff, as well as aligning that with information from Search Console, what pages are being ranked for what queries, as well as analytics information as well. So
Screaming,
like conversions and stuff. Yeah.
Screaming Frog gives you all that.
No. I combine it together in Data Studio. So that's where that report goes to. Yeah.
In which studio? I'm sorry.
Oh, Google Data Studio.
Google Console?
No, or Google Data Studio.
Data Studio. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, where have I been living? Where is that?
That's a new tool. Google brought it out a few years ago. At first, it was only like you could only have 5 reports. Now you can have as many as you want. You can connect that via connectors to, for example, Search Console, Google Analytics, Google AdWords, and many, many more as well. Search Supermetrics, should I say, or Search Metrics. They've got a plugin that you can pull information from other sources as well, like HubSpot and Facebook ads and stuff like that. And you can create your own dashboards and reports in there. And it's all done like in real time.
Wow. And where do you access Google Data Studio? Like from?
You access it through your Google account. So if you've got a Google account that you're using at the moment,
Yep.
you just type in Google Data Studio. It'll come up. You go through to it, and then it will show you some of the reports. There's some templated reports in there that you can use, but you can still customize it with a lot of other information from BigQuery, for example, and Crux reports and page speed insights and stuff like that.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, that's really fantastic.
Yes, that'd be Screaming Frog. Also, I use SEMrush Ahrefs as well.
Gotcha.
Um,
Yeah.
so,
Everybody seems to be using that, but the good information, Google Data Studio, that's great info.
yeah,
And yeah, the conversation on structured data relative to voice search, that's useful. So thank you for that, Paul.
not a problem.
So again, I'm just going to stop the recording.